Hey, it's Katelyn and Adam. To be our next guest on Enta Ask, click the link below. Enjoy the episode.
Hi, this is another episode of Enta Asks. I'm Katelyn Bullock.
And I'm Adam Kolozetti.
We're the founders of Enta Solutions, and today we have with us Gord McIntosh, and he is the owner of Adoil. Yeah, because a lot of these pump jacks, they're out in the middle of a field, right? So you forget a tool, you're hiking all the way back to your truck or whatever.
Well, sometimes the middle of the field, always in the middle of the field.
That's where I see them.
Right.
And that's the reality.
Yeah.
And these are, once you buy one, there's very little maintenance, right? Like, do you have to replace them every so often, or is it just good for, unless you break it?
Things do wear out. The bases never wear out. Usually what happens, because it's a compromise with the plastic top, right? You want it to be able to people to see into it. And the unfortunate thing is the plastic, because we're in the oil patch and operators can be somewhat rough with equipment.
Yeah. They
get thrown on the ground and stuff like that, and they crack and they break and stuff like that. So everything we really replace a lot of is the tops, and they're not much. The other thing they replace is that the level switches will wear out. They're really the only moving part in the whole system, so they'll wear out. The rest of it, you buy one for a well, you move it from well to well to well. If your well goes down or you shut in a well, you move it to the next well. I mean, yeah, it's designed to last forever.
And you got parts in stock, so it's really just a phone call away for a replacement piece, right? Yeah,
we maintain stock in the office. Here in Calgary, we buy the tops, I think, in minimum orders like 50. So we always have, somewhere in that number laying around, ready to go, laying around.
Right.
I'd love to be flying off the shelf that we couldn't keep up and buy bigger than 50, but we're in COVID.
Right.
So you're a bit of an enigma here, because people usually don't put together environmentally conscious and the oil and gas industry, but what you're doing is protecting the environment and in the oil and gas industry. That's great.
I'd actually argue that I've always been an environmentalist. I've always argued that this is something we produce. There's something we need. Oil and gas is used throughout the world, pretty much in everything we touch every day. And my job is to produce it as economically as possible in the most environmentally friendly manner as possible. And anything that I can't, be environmentally friendly, I have to mitigate at the end to make it environmentally friendly. So what I mean by that is, you drill a well, you make a hole in the ground, right? My responsibility is, after that hole's done, is I fill in the hole, put the dirt back, and I say, go ahead, farmer, go back there and farm it. Go ahead, trees, grow back in, and everything, right? I mean, that's an environmentally responsible way to do it, and that's what I expect. This product fits exactly that argument, because by keeping the oil and the salt water off the ground, it means at the end, all I gotta do is remove the wellhead and I'm where I should be, instead of having to dig out all the dirt and haul it away and haul in new dirt. So it's just the right way of doing business. It's the right way of doing business from an environmental sense, because everybody has kids and you want it to be the same, but it's also the right thing to do from a financial point of view. Why leave something behind that's going to cost you more money? Why not make your life easier through the life of the well, not just for the first half quarter, whatever people think along the lines of.
Well, I like that you're saving money along the way, but then even more so, I guess, when a well gets to the end of the life, there's no more profitability left in it, right? That's why you're shutting it down. The last thing you want to be left with is a huge cleanup cost.
Right, and that's what the problem is in Alberta right now. We have literally tens of thousands of wells sitting there that have to be dealt with. Well, if all I gotta do is remove the wellhead, it makes it pretty simple. If I gotta, haul away half the dirt and spend tens of thousands of dollars, that sure the hell ain't simple. I mean, operators love them. The landowner love them. I mean, they have cattle in around the wellheads all the time. Interestingly enough, you produce salt water and cattle like salt, so they'll lick the wellheads, which is not good for them. So why not keep it off it?
Right.
It's as much as humanly possible.
So it's a no-brainer. And
it's
yeah, is that your only product? Is the Titan containment
Well,
unit?
that's where we started, right? I mean, we started, as I say, 25 years ago. They used to be orange in color, plastic. They've come a long way. They're a lot more reliable. But we've also added, I mean, the thinking was, instead of keeping it around the wellhead, let's see if we can keep it inside the wellhead. So we came across a product out of Bakersfield, California, in the oil patch, and it's a tungsten coated polish rod. Now, the polish rod is the rod that goes through the packing I was talking about. It's polished because it's smooth and it moves up and down easily, right? Well, now we've got a tungsten one. So that's now I'd argue, the most superior rod in the marketplace. It's the hardest, smoothest, most long-lasting chemically resistant rod available. Again, so instead of keeping it, I'm not saying it won't leak because packing wears out, but as much as humanly possible, instead of actually keeping it around the wellhead, I'll keep it inside the wellhead by having as good a rod as I can get. And they're not
have to be replaced anyway, right?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
No worries. These rods, like they get replaced on a general maintenance anyway.
Yeah, because same argument, right? I mean, what wears out? It wears out the packer, it wears out the rods. You get mechanical damage to the rods, they leak. You get chemical damage to the rod, they leak. So I use the rod that does the job. Well, I don't use it anymore, I sell them. But yeah, the best rod available, right?
Yeah, so that probably lowers like maintenance costs because you're not out there as often if it's lasting longer.
Yeah, it's going to go into wells that are problem wells that produce a lot of sand, right? They would help. Wells that have a lot of corrosive materials, it will help. It also saves you money in the sense like you're not going out there all the time to replace the polish rods, but also your wells are running longer, producing more fluid. The more it runs, the more it produces, the more money it makes. The less you're screwing around with it, less operator time. I mean, why would you want your operators spending all their time cleaning up wellheads, fixing packing, replacing polish rods? Why would you move? I mean, they got things to do, and hopefully it's things to do that makes you money, not cost you money.
Right.
Their job. So let's make it simpler for them, I'd argue.
I like that. Yeah.
We have a lot more great stuff for you, so stay tuned for the next episode to see what we learn.